The story surrounding our friend Jack Luvar is a dark and haunting one. So turn back now if you don't believe stories about ghosts, demons, or Flrulez. This is your last chance to turn back, lest you may turn Jack. We begin on summer evening in Michigan. This day is no ordinary day you may find here or there. This day is one where the original Flrulez was released upon the world. It coincides with the birth of Jack F. Luvar, otherwise known as JF Flrulez. He was a fanciful boy, always yearning to meet his hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. This yearning is what created our demon known as the Flrulez. The longer Jack went without meeting the famed blue hedgehog, the stronger and more insatiable the Flrulez became. One day, while Jack was playing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles for the Sega Genesis, he said to himself, "Why should Knuckles get to hang out with Sonic and not me? I'm cooler than Knuckles, and I bet I could beat Eggman myself." This was the first instance of the Flrulez manifesting itself upon Jack. He didn't realize that this began a reaction across the country. The day was as normal as any day for the acclaimed voice actor Brian Drummond. He went to brush his teeth with his Knuckles toothbrush, limited edition. But when he went to grab it, there was nothing there to be seen. Brian said, "That's odd. I could have sworn I left my limited edition Knuckles toothbrush right here on my counter on my limited edition Knuckles toothbrush holder. Wait, my limited edition Knuckles toothbrush holder is missing? Where could it have gone?" As Brian looked for his limited edition Knuckles toothbrush holder, he started seeing haunting visage in the background of his family photos. He could swear he saw some movement behind the celebratory photograph after he finished recording his lines for Knuckles and Sonic Underground. He looked closer and realized it wasn't him in the photo at all. All he saw in the photo was a man's face staring, without eyes, smiling, without a mouth, speaking with no voice. Brian became distressed. How did this thing get into my photo? I don't know anyone anywhere who could look like this. As Brian grabbed the frame to throw out at this photo, he realized all the photos in his house turned to this face. Brian was filled with dismay at this point. The photo Brian was holding fell to the floor, shattering on the ground. As the photo cracked, so did all the others. Brian jumped up to run out of the house, but he realized all his windows turned to Jack. Jack? Why did he know this name? Brian didn't understand how, but he was unequivocally certain that the name belonging to the face was Jack. Brian looked around and saw nothing but this face. He knew he had to find the owner of all of this to finally end. The door was Jack. The walls, Jack. The faces on it, his family, Jack. He looked into the mirror, and all he saw, Jack. Jack ran out of the house. He had to find Jack, his only life goal, Jack. This was the first horrible tragedy caused by the Flrulez. If you see the face, you take his place. To be continued.